Okay. This is Sharonda, and I am here with the Porters from Tennessee. They are sharing their Black in Love story with us tonight. I am so excited. I mean, how blessed am I to be able to be in a company of Black love, right? So, since it's Black History Month and we celebrated the Day of Love, Valentine's Day, I just thought it fitting to be able to celebrate the two together. And so they have graciously accepted the invitation to be on here tonight to share their story. For those of you who do not
So they
know,
have graciously.
and I am a dream coach and also online dating specialist. This past weekend, I had the wonderful opportunity to meet Tangeray, and I was termed date guru by the conference leader. So you know what? I'm gonna steal that and keep it for myself. All right.
You should.
But what we're here to do is encourage you if you're single and you're looking for that love. You're looking for a happy ever after. Hey Jerome. Listen, I gotta give another shout out because he is going to be featured with his wife tomorrow. They are anchoring this series because let me tell you, every interview they have been here to support, and they also support our clients just by coming on and sharing more one-on-one Q&A. So what's up, Nikita? So we're gonna go ahead and get into the porters. When and how long have you been married? Let's start with how long have you been married?
7 years. It'll be 8 in May.
Okay. Year completion and new beginnings all in the same year. 2022 is great. Awesome. Awesome. So how did you meet?
So,
We met in high school. We actually had the same chemistry class our junior year.
Okay.
Um, so it just kind of went uphill from there. I don't want to say downhill because that might have a negative connotation, but
So
he
chemistry.
helped me pass chemistry off.
Okay, right. The point is take chemistry, everybody. Okay, tell me this. Chemistry is high school? Is this college? Tell me.
this is high school. You know,
Wow.
our marriage counselor and the minister that ordained us, he put a funny twist on it. He said, "So y'all had chemistry in chemistry." So
Ah.
Yeah, but we started dating officially in college, like we were 20.
mhm,
Yep.
yep.
Okay, so high school sweethearts and official dating in college. This is
Mhm.
beautiful. Once again, what I like to point out are the things that I feel like I can share with those who are seeking love. Y'all have to take chemistry. It's a credit you have to take, right? Or at least one of the
Hmm.
sciences, right? So you're doing what you're supposed to do, and
Right.
here's somebody, right, in the midst. Why is it that y'all waited to college to become official in dating?
That's on you, girl.
Ah!
Mhm. I'm not
Dating
the next time.
school. So that's one of the reasons why it was a long time high school situation.
Okay.
And then that fizzled out and went its separate ways. And
Oh.
here,
Yeah,
here lies.
Okay.
did it
Okay.
fizzle out?
So
Or
he
did it
said,
just
I'm
keep?
willing to wait on you. He knew that other thing was going to fizzle out. I get it. I get it. I love that. That's so cool. That's so cool. Okay. So, talk about when y'all became official. Like, how did you ask her? What was dating like in college?
Dating in so dating in college, I'm not gonna say it's a bit of a blur because we were both like in school at the time, like
Okay.
leading up to us becoming official. Like
Okay.
I had literally just re-enrolled to get my associates in hospitality management.
Okay.
She was on her sophomore year for her degree. So at the time there was a lot of casual dating. We went out every weekend.
Okay.
We just really spent a lot of time together. And then I would say she more so made the decision for us, which was a good thing.
Yeah.
She was just like she was ready, and
Mm.
and that was fine. Even before she was officially made the decision to say that she was ready to be in another relationship, it was okay because
Okay.
again, this was my friend. So I just enjoyed being in her company. I just enjoyed spending time with her. I
Yeah.
enjoyed getting to know her better. Her company was the most important thing in the first place. So
That's amazing. Yes, hearts all over the place. Okay, so Jerome said he waited it out. So he waited you out. He was like, "You coming around? You coming around?" But also, what I love is that you just said, she was your friend. That has been literally a theme that I've heard from these successful, wonderful, inspiring couples, because this whole series started with me asking people to nominate couples that inspired them, and just seeing the energy that Tangeray brought to the conference was like, boom, I know. I just, you know what I'm saying? It's just something you feel. And listening to you now, husband, is like, yeah, I get it. I know your next story, but I'm just saying, it's like, that is amazing. Her company and her companionship was the most important. How's it make you feel, Tangerine? Just all warm and fuzzy inside. So,
All warm and fuzzy. And I say that because sometimes I think we as women oftentimes suppress our true selves, and
mm,
to have somebody that enjoys being around my loud, crazy, creative,
uh-huh,
extreme
right,
self and
right.
actually wants to be around and has been around for quite some time, it's
Yeah,
very beautiful. And to hear
yeah.
it again, it's like,
Oh,
oh, warm and fuzzy.
so cool. This is awesome, y'all. We are talking to we're talking to the Porters from Tennessee in our Black in Love series. I'm Shonda, your host, and just wanted to make sure we highlight these African American couples who totally are representing love in the best way. So, okay, so now you're dating. Now you can date your friend. Here's a question people.
Oh, we lost
We
your
lost it
connection.
now.
Oh,
Oh, she's muted. Thank you.
I think you muted yourself, girl. I think you muted yourself. I think so. Yeah, we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Is she reading comment?
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on?
Okay.
We got you
Oh my
now. We can hear.
goodness. Hallelujah. Okay, here we go. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes. We
Good.
last thing we
Verizon must
heard
work.
was
Okay, here we
after
go.
high school
So,
and dating.
how is it that you came out of the friend zone? And was it a natural progression out of the friend zone?
Ooh. I feel like it was a
Oh
natural
no, now I
progression.
can't hear
It was a
you.
natural transition into the
Oh
relationship.
Yeah,
gosh, here we go.
we got you now.
Y'all can hear me, but I
Yeah,
cannot
we're
hear
good.
y'all. So there's something going on. And it's okay. Technology is your friend when it works. Let's
Right.
try it
Mhm.
again. um, can y'all speak and let me see if I can hear you?
Yeah, we hear you.
Nope, sure can't. Okay, we're gonna take a break. Oh, and everybody's here. Hello to Holistic Fluency Consultant. Thank you for being here. Oh, y'all can hear both, but I can't.
Okay.
Hmm.
Good.
Okay, well, keep talking, Porters. As long as they can hear both, we're gonna keep moving. Okay. All
Okay.
right. So, friend zone. How'd you get out? Was it natural for you to get out?
I feel like it was natural for us to slide on out of the friend box, just because like we still consider ourselves as best friends. I told him everything. I think he told me everything.
Cool, 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 cool. Y'all over there rolling. So tell me
Yeah.
this. So tell me this. Now that y'all are out of the friend zone and you're dating, any challenges come up,
Ooh,
while you're dating? I see the
sure.
nod. I see the head nod.
Sure. I think the biggest challenge was
Everything.
me for me was communication. I think mainly because, well, let's just start from the top. My now wife was my first girlfriend. Before that, I didn't have a girlfriend. Like I didn't actually have somebody that I had to answer to in that regard. So when we transitioned from friends into a relationship, and my whereabouts and certain things became more important, that was different for me. It was difficult for me. So, but we did get through it.
Yeah.
I did learn the communication piece of that. I got
Okay.
better at it, rather. I didn't master it. I got better at it. But that was one of the challenges for me going into a relationship.
And I would
Okay.
definitely say
Are
for
you gonna answer
me,
here?
especially coming from a previous relationship, and of course it was a teen relationship, but still relationship nonetheless, was understanding that love looks different from different people. Just because you are loved this certain type of way doesn't necessarily mean that the person that you're with now doesn't love you. That you just have to learn their new love language, this, that, and the other. So that was a shift for me in my thinking. Oh,
Sorry.
all good. Yeah, that was a shift for me in my thinking. Of course, we were young, we were babies, and just understanding him of like, yes, he loves me, like love me, and yo, this is how he shows love. So we got through those transitions, y'all.
Wow, we got through it, which is everything. Let me see if I can move over here because what's happening is, hmm, y'all, we are having so much fun with this song. Found it. Hey, Coriel.
Hey, that's our cousin.
Oh, what's up, cuz? Okay. Okay, so good. All right, so passing that, you got through it, dating and all this. You get married. Okay. How okay, can we talk about the proposal? How did y'all propose? Was it easy? Like, cause y'all already friends, y'all been kicking this since high school. What did we do here?
Yeah.
What details would you like to know? Because I mean, I can just start from. Well, let's just start from that day. That day was actually my graduation from college. So I had, the day before, I went over to my parents' house. I actually picked up the ring the day before and went over to my parents' house same day, and I also went over her parents' house the same day. But I went over to my parents' house, told my dad where I wanted to go, and also that this was going to be the place of the proposal. Um, so that helped out a lot. Um, I also went, right after I left my parents' house, I went to her parents' house and I talked to her stepfather at the time. Well, her stepfather. I don't know why I said at the time, but and I asked for his blessing, and he gave it right away.
They're besties.
So, um, so yeah, and then the next morning, I walked across the stage. I graduated. So a couple hours later, we went to the restaurant. My whole family was there, my direct family, and so was hers. Um, Mainly my mom, dad, a couple of people from my church, and we got through the whole meal. So after we got through the whole meal, I went to the bathroom just to kind of pull my nerve, put my, just kind of pull my nerves at ease. And I came back and I just thanked everybody for being there. And I waited. I saved the best for last to thank her, just for being by my side all of this time while I was going through the trials and tribulations of my life, getting through school and everything. And I got down on one knee and I gave her the ring.
Okay.
Oh,
I think her mom was more
oh my
astonished
God.
than everybody
Okay,
else.
so how are you feeling? You just graduated, y'all eating
Girl.
dinner. You like, it's good. I'm about to order dessert, but you got a ring. How you
I
feeling?
got a whole ring, shawty. So, I was shocked because of the time frame. Um, because I'm one of those type of people that if it's your day, it's your day. Like I'm celebrating you hard. Like, yeah. When we woke up that morning, he had a whole like little situation in the front room of our apartment. Like I forgot what all the stuff I did, but it was a little celebratory situation before we even went to graduation. Just to make his day special because he had worked hard. So we're here at the butcher shop in Memphis. Please go. It's yummy, yummy. And I'm there to celebrate him, and I because his body language tells on him all the time. Whether he nervous, mad, sad, excited, nerve skited, it tells on him. So I'm like something up, but I still didn't think about that. So he finally goes to the bathroom and then come back and say all these things, which I knew was coming. Of course, you want to thank your family and all that. Cool beans. And giving me a thank you, but so all I remember saying was like, because I was trying to say, oh, S word, out of respect for the parent. But wow, and giggling. I'm goofy. So yeah, that happened.
Wow, that's amazing. And what I love about that is that y'all were celebrating each other and he wanted you to be a part of that celebration and you wanted to make sure you celebrated him because you appreciated it. This is amazing. This it was a line from the door. Y'all, we are interviewing the Porters from Tennessee and they're telling us their Black in Love story right now. We have a brother who got down on his knee. He gave her the ring during his graduation celebration, and it's already so beautiful. So let's go to the comments real quick. Love languages is what holistic fluency is saying and founded. Hi, girl. We said hello to you, cuz. And not one knee was what Jerome said. Disha says hello, everyone. Hello, Disha, and thank you for joining in. And she's laughing. I know exactly where the butcher shop is. She says so. So I am excited about this. Okay, wonderful high school, college, graduation proposal. So now we're getting married, right?
Yeah.
Any surprises in marriage? And I'm gonna double this question up. How did you know he or she was the one? And both of y'all can answer that. And then once you knew you had the one, were there any surprises in marriage?
Oh, okay, me. So I'll answer that first part. The question of the one. I knew he was the one after some scenarios from the previous relationship, where I was able just to be fully vulnerable with him, especially being a chick from North Memphis. If you know, you know. With some trauma
No.
with some traumas, some childhood traumas that he knows, and if you know me, I don't mind talking about it. But to be able to be just again my whole self with him, trauma and all, anxiety and depression and all, and to feel protected in that, um, was one of the key signs for me. The fact that anytime we got together, we had fun and we were always laughing. Like even during the tough times of our marriage, we still had moments where we had fun or have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like even though it's like today, but you just made me laugh. So those were some key moments for me.
Wow.
How he got along with my family,
Yeah.
all the three parts of my family, they just loved him. Um, so yeah, those were some of the moments for me.
Love it. So you could be your whole self,
My whole self.
and y'all could laugh through tough times. Goes back to what he said earlier. It seems that your companionship, your company, he liked you. You know what I mean? He didn't just
Exactly.
love you. Y'all liked each other. And that's what I hear. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. So, ladies, as you're looking for your mate and you're going through, whether you're looking online or you have somebody in your chemistry class, it doesn't matter how it goes. Make sure you like the person and you only know if you are totally real yourself. And sometimes we get caught up in trying to be what the person wants that we forget who we are. And then when you get married, your real self comes out and then you have to deal with a whole ball of wax that you definitely don't need to deal with. So let's find out, like, do you care that they're company? Are you friends? Can you laugh? These are all jewels. I hope you're writing this stuff down. We're interviewing with the Porters right now. Okay, so how did you know she was the one?
This is more of a bittersweet aspect. Um, During the time, well, leading up to us getting married, leading up to me being engaged, while we were still in a relationship, us getting engaged, us getting married, my mother's health was suffering. It was actually declining. Um, Almost at a semi-rapid standpoint. She had a relationship with my mom, and every time that my mom went down, had to go to the hospital or something like that happened, she was always the first one to reach out to her and me, like, when do you need me to come to the hospital? Does she need anything? Are you okay? Do you need something to eat? Because I know you've been up there all day. This is somebody that seeks to make sure that I'm okay. This is somebody that has my well-being at the first point of their minds. So um, there was no question. I would say within the first year of us actually dating, there was no question. I just wanted to give myself time to also know and confirm it, but there was no question.
All right, this is for the fellas and the ladies. He said within the first year he knew. He just gave himself a little bit more time, to make things confirm, make sure they still align. I listen. And the fact that she had a character to care for you and your family members, that's just beautiful. It's beautiful. Diane Thomas, hey auntie, she says it's important to like each other. Yes, yes, ma'am. And Danita says, hello, beautiful people.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us. We're interviewing the Porters, and they are talking about a beautiful, just amazing Black in Love story. And so we done got the graduation proposal, his graduation nonetheless. Chemistry, having chemistry from high school, ditching the one that wasn't supposed to be to get with the one that should have been in college. Man, I'm telling you, y'all are rocking it already. So now we're married. They're the one caring. He can laugh. Y'all love each other's company. Anything surprise you in marriage?
Uh,
Right, you go right ahead.
that was surprising. For me, I could genuinely say my surprise was that transitioning from dating to marriage wasn't as easy as I thought it was gonna be for me personally. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. So in the midst of us, well, no, rewind. 2013 was the shift year for us. We got engaged May 4th, 2013. Fortunately, we had two deaths in the family, his mother and my uncle, which was back to back. Um,
Got a new position,
you got a new position,
new city.
in a new city, and all of a sudden, like December-ish, around both our birthdays. um,
Wow.
so that was, and I was also in my first year teaching. So like 2013 was like, oh, snaps, like yeah, transition. So he moved up to Nashville in January of 2014, and we were getting married in May of 2014. I'm still in Memphis, and I gotta give this context to make it make sense. I'm still in Memphis, holding it down in our apartment down here, finished the last, year of school while he's holding it up, building life up here in Nashville for both of us. And after we get married, I officially moved up here. And then for me, I didn't realize that I didn't know or think about the fact that I was going to go through an identity crisis. That's what I name it because that's exactly what it felt like for me. Nothing that he did or didn't do, like he was doing his thing, but it was me I'm very, very close to my family. Like tight knit, spoiled, I own it, spoiled baby. Um, I was raised by my grandparents for a good majority of my life, so I was so used to that structure and close knit, and to move away from this nest, if you will. Not that I've always been an independent person, but to move all the way away from this nest and to totally depend on my husband was new for me. Learning how to communicate needs or wants or being on the same page, that was a transition. So that was a surprise to me of like, oh, this ain't as easy as I thought it was gonna be. But we first year though. Well, was that.
Thank you for being so real. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of singles who only see the rosiness of marriage, don't see the work that it takes to actually be as successful as you guys. So, like you said, the transition, and y'all went through way more than some marriages do. You know what I'm saying? The deaths, the transition, like you said, the new city, and the first year teacher, and everything that's going on. And like you said, that nest being taken away. So how did you survive it? Or I could give you a chance to say what surprised you too. But in the end, we want to know, how did you overcome it? I mean, because if that was what was different and surprised you, y'all still here smiling. So what did you do to overcome that?
I'm sure. Open and candid communication. Um, that's always been something that we tried to work on ever since we've been in a relationship. But as we evolve, how you communicate needs to evolve as well. So if that doesn't, then that's going to be an issue that can arise, not even just in relationships and marriage and on down the line with anything else. Um, so just to piggyback on with her, her having that nest egg and being with her family and coming up here and having to depend solely on me to pretty much take care of everything. Um, in that role of me being the head of the household, I tried to line up some things. She already know what I'm about to say. I tried to line up things so where it would be a smoother transition financially. And I would say for the first 3 years of marriage, she fought me tooth and nail on this.
Did
And then when she realized things weren't going the way that she usually thinks that they would go, she finally came to me and I just said, refer to plan A. 'Cause I'm not going over this again. And so, and so when she finally took a look at plan A and understood what I was doing, that's when things started to fall in line in that aspect of our marriage.
any surprises for you, Matt? With being
The surprise was that you were so doggone stubborn. Like, I was like, you took all these vows, we stood before God and all the family members and stuff and said all of this, and you just,
ladies, self work.
she went completely AWOL on me.
Oh
Like,
wow.
Like
Love
true
it, love it.
story.
Okay, so
I'm laughing
we,
so hard because it's so true. Like to look back on it, if you're almost year 8, it's like, bruh, did we really do that? Did I like push?
right, right. Wow. So Corel said, true marriage is work, and both have to work to make it work, which is a amen. And Disha says communication is key. I can totally agree and relate. And they're laughing at you, but we're also out there saying, yes, stick to plan A. Plan A. So being stubborn. I must understand, must, share that a lot of us, when we're single, we believe, that when you're single, you don't have to rely on others. Though you may want to, you don't have to. So then having somebody have a different perspective, thought, and opinion can be rough. And I think that y'all said communication worked and y'all kept talking about it and you kind of went through it, smoothed it out, and you see growth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you were willing to stick it out. That's what's huge. That's what's super duper huge. So yeah, we got some people laughing at you. Laughing at you in the comments. Listen, we are interviewing the Porters right now, and they're telling us their Black in Love story. And I'm telling you, I'm loving it. I just feel so just blessed to be able to interview all of these wonderful couples. And so they're telling us their story. And now he has found out that his wife is stubborn, okay? And she has found out that her transition in nest egg is not there. And she has to depend on someone that maybe she doesn't have an opinion with. But they talked about it, they communicate, they work it out. Even though she fought once you see, it's like, okay, let's come back around to it. Did you feel closer once y'all overcame that?
Yes. It was that was year 1. I would say yes, we did begin to start to feel closer. It took a lot of, for me, self-work because I realized my gap. Um, a lot of it, the stubbornness, it came from point blank period trauma. Like we as people, especially women and Black women at that, we oftentimes have the world on our shoulders young, right? Like so that was me. I had learned early, unfortunately, like through situations, daddy issues, like point blank in the period, just to keep it funky. Um, love my daddy, love you if you're watching, but hey, we need to be real, of the person that's supposed to be there all the time. Um, unfortunately, due to their own life situations, isn't. So it teaches you like, oh snap, I just gotta do me. Not to say I have the best family in the world. You will always hear me say that. But I learned that very early of like, I gotta have me if don't nobody else have me. And unfortunately, that played out in my marriage that I didn't realize it was gonna play out. Because even back home before we moved up here, like I didn't solely have to depend on him. It especially like once he moved up here, it's like, okay, we're still together, but we're still very separate. You're living life in Nashville right now. I'm living life down here. We meet up on Skype. You drive home, this, that, and the other. It was it was cute.
The plan wasn't to live life separate.
Just
You was stuck on autopilot separate. You
I
can't
was.
stay on, you can't stay on autopilot
Thank
separate.
you. I was, boo boo.
Don't be stuck on autopilot.
I like that.
That wasn't the end game. Like you have to focus on the end game. The end game was union. So
Love it. The end game. Somebody needs to write that down. The end game is what's super important. The Kate said yesterday that troubles, tribulation, conflict, that's a part of the equation, you know?
Mhm.
But what's the end game? What we want to equal in the end. I love it. I love it. I love it. And you're right. Family troubles, past relationships, all of that stuff. Here's the theme that's been going on for my ladies out there. Self-work. So you all had the fortitude to do self-work inside of the marriage, okay? But it must have brought some bumps. I am teaching, let's do it before we get married. If you're listening and you're single and you desire to be married, you desire that love, you desire to find your happily ever after, but you are not willing to invest in yourself, your heart, your healing, your mind, I want you to just back up for a little bit and realize that maybe it's going to be worth changing that perspective before you change your last name. Okay.
Yep.
Let's do that. Let's do that because I'm telling you, it's going to make the road that much easier. Marriage is going to be work, just like relationship is work. Living with yourself is work. So we might as well get it all together. And we need the help of God, but we also have been blessed with mentors and coaches and people who care to make sure that your heart, mind, your body is right so that you can enjoy the life and the marriage that you have been asking for and seeking, or the relationship, whatever your goal is. That's why I'm here. That's what God put in my heart. This was birthed out of a bad situation. And God let me share with him, you got to change it. And when nothing was changing, you know who he talked to? Me. He didn't care about the other person that I felt was doing anything off. He talked to me. So I had to do the work on me. And the one thing he did was tell me, write down everything that's important. And when I did, I looked at the paper and an acronym spelled dreams. If you have a dream on the inside of you, that means your purpose, you need to pursue what you need to do. Let's get that rolling because that can help you grow and maybe meet somebody where you don't have to have as many bumps. Listen, if you're on the highway, you're always gonna have a pothole here and there. But let's not get a pothole after pothole after pothole when we really could just go ahead and start paving it right now. All right, that's enough of that. Let's get back into the Porters. We are interviewing them. Nashville, Tennessee's in the house. Let's see what the people are saying. Okay, so Diane says 2014, wow, the two of you did well. Communication is top key. Keep it real. She's congratulating you and lifting you all up. Holistic Fluency Consultant says, Dorian said, don't be stuck on autopilot. Hashtag the end game. Y'all said, and Jerome is agreeing. Yes, Danita Turner manifested solutions. So true. She's saying all of this is so true. And Disha, true that it's a lot easier to address as much as possible prior to I do. Can somebody say amen? So what we're gonna do is let's keep going on with the interview. Y'all, we're loving y'all. I mean, and it's so funny because both of you don't know me. I just met you, Tangerine, but y'all are being so open with this people because you do care. And we care here. So please take this stuff to heart. Next question, you guys. Next question. All right, so we got the surprises. We're working through it. We're talking. Is there a specific strategy or conflict resolution tactic that you use, or is it just we're going to keep rocking till it's smooth? Tell me what you do when these things occur.
I'll let you.
Why do you let me go? I would say conflict resolution. One thing that we're still working on, and I think we've gotten better at it, is letting things fester. If we're not seeing eye to eye, we will take a 24-hour period and just like talk to each other if it's necessary. Um, but after that 24 hours, we usually find the common ground of being able to talk about the conflict at hand that's on the table. Um, the reason I say we need to work on that because I do not want 24 hours to go by
I'm better though.
where we're just sitting here and we're not talking to each other. We just hey in passing, basically. But we have gotten better about having those conversations and being completely honest about things when we're at odds. So that's one of our processes was, the first time we did it, we sat at the kitchen table and we literally talked about everything that had been bothering us up to that point. It was a complete purge of all the conflicts that we had. Like, I blame you for X, Y, and Z.
We did it.
This is your fault. I'm mad. I've been mad for the past 3 years. Like, we did that.
We did that. Chart paper and all.
But when we finally did that, that did help conflict resolution as time went on.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah.
That is a very good strategy. I mean, like for real, my students would say, no cap, I think it's the no where it's true. You got chart paper out to say, let's purge everything that's bothering us instead of letting it just be swept under the rug. Because what I use as an analogy, when you sweep something under the rug, you no longer have a flat surface, right? So here's the bumps, and then the bumps get bigger, and then you think sometimes they're surmountable. So I like that. I mean, for real. Now I never would have thought about chart paper. I would have thought about just talking, but that might be the
y'all the whole
teacher.
process.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But we're gonna write it down. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get it out. And I could just imagine the burden that was lifted off of you and the freedom that you felt to then move forward, because y'all obviously still loved each other. That's why you did it, right?
Right.
But then, wow, that's cool. Hey, let's take a note. We are going to chart out our differences. Let's not let it be 3 years, but chart out our differences. Maybe
we
give
learned our
yourself some
lesson
talking
from
points
that.
so that you can have something to say. Because sometimes for the sake of peace, we don't fix the problem.
Right.
And it's not real peace. It's not real
And,
peace. So,
yeah,
this is good stuff.
on
Nikita says, Demetria says, hello all. Hello, Demetria. Thank you for coming in. We are interviewing the Porters, and they're telling us about their Black in Love story, which is super phenomenal. Oh my God. Deisha says, writing allows everyone's thoughts to be heard and takes the emotions out of it, so that the true issues can be addressed. Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, y'all are blessed.
The whole thing so y'all can really strategize it though. Okay.
I gave a good snippet. You ain't have to get a whole thing. Go right ahead.
So y'all did hear me mention chart paper. It was at a space of like sheer desperation of like, we have to make this work. We had an agreement of just like, we got to make this work. After fussing, this and the other was like, so I had a moment of like, how do we communicate best? We both are very business minded, to be honest. We think I'm a creative thinker. However, there are moments where I am an analytical thinker. And of course, he's very logical, analytical, this, that, and the other, and visual. So I was like, I got all this. What would I do with the kids? Solution. Literally wrote problem on one side, solution on the other side, like a T-chart for all these teachers out here. And he had some blue post-it notes. I had some pink post-it notes. And I was like, yo, we literally about to write everything every issue we have, and we sticking it up on the problem side. And we I think we had to elaborate on one problem that needed to be expressed or elaborate on. I can't remember exactly verbatim. That was a few years ago. But out of that came a bunch of like crying, arguing, all of this. It was like a rough moment, but it was beautiful in the end. We called it the red table talk because our table was red. It's the red table talk. But after that process, we had to let it go. Like no solutions was gonna happen that day because we was too raw. Like for real. I think we ate and watched TV.
We didn't talk about
We didn't talk about it. We just let it go. Like, cause we were raw. Like it was raw, y'all. Um, but after that, we finally, I want to say it was a few weeks later, we were able to come back and have the conversation of like, okay, well, how can we solve these issues? And we solved the issues or whatever, and or came up with solutions. But then another phase, chart paper, another phase came out of that, which was very beautiful and needed. I'll be honest about myself. I go to 0 to 100 real fast. I can own that. I'm extreme. That's Sagittarius. I'm either really low or
You
really
don't
high.
speak for all of us.
Right.
Here's a fun fact about the Porters.
Baby.
No. Here's a fun fact about the Porters. Our birthdays literally 2 weeks apart. I was born on November 23rd. She was born on December 7th. So it's exactly 14 days apart. We're both
Wow.
Sagittarius. Like I said, she don't speak for all of us. So, that's a you thing, man.
Well, I be honest.
I love you for it, but that's a you thing.
That's all the time. But for me, I know that about myself. And for my husband to say, yo, sometimes how you talk to me, I don't feel safe to talk to you. Like he straight up said that, and I was like, oh snap, my bad. Okay, well, what will make you feel safe? And so we had a conversation about safe space. And like we literally have rules on chart paper, it's in our bedroom about conversations in safe spaces. For me, I can blow up, then I'm back real fast. For my husband, he needs moments to process. And we had to write that in our rules of allowing your significant other space to process. Just because you're over it, don't mean he over it. Or for me, my rule for myself was don't chat when you're wrong. That was a me rule for my own self. Because
Wow.
100,
Wow.
I just
Wow.
go to
And
100.
wow. Wow. I mean, this is fire. OMG. Y'all are real about writing a vision and making it plain because you got the rules in the bedroom. Okay. And I'm just gonna go to the chat because I'm like soaking this in.
Oh, that's
Okay,
another rule. We
so
don't argue in the bedroom.
Demetra says, all right, Porters. And Disha said that's a teacher in her when you did the whole chart, the sticky notes, and how can we do it? Jerome was saying, I was thinking the same thing. And Nikita says, I like her so much. And your authenticity is so refreshing. Diane says, wow, the two of you will make great teachers for other married couples. Amen. Amen. For real, for real, for real. And that Aquarius is to 0 to 1,000. So not just her, is other signs that could do that. So when he said that's a you thing, I guess it is just individual, right? And Disha's laughing out loud at y'all. So so this is all amazing. This is all amazing stuff. But when you said there was a desperation on what we need to do to make it work, it meant you haven't given up. You didn't give up. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason you didn't give up, why didn't you? I mean, like, we want to know. Because you could have just been like, hey, it's been a long time, it ain't worked. Why didn't you just throw in the towel?
I mean, love conquers all in some aspects. In this aspect, it did. I don't think I would ever give up. But I think the biggest thing that helped me fight through our struggles at the time was having a support system and having someone with the experience continue to lean on and have those conversations that can give you, hey, like I've been through this too. This is normal. And this is what I did, and this is what we did to get through it. I feel like if I did not have that, I would not be in a better place in my marriage than I am today.
Yeah.
Y'all are speaking straight to Dreams Divine Dating. You know, one of the reasons why Tangerine and I talked was because at the session I did with them down in Florida, this is so cool. She's a happily married woman. Was like, I'm gonna be up in the building. I need to know what y'all telling these single women because I know that I can add to the conversation. She did. She bigged you up for real. She talked about how y'all schedule things together and how y'all come together. I mean, she was giving me mad props. So I love it. I love it. I love it. But y'all are definitely speaking to Dreams Divine Dating and the program that we have. We purposely highlight and bring couples into the mix because yes, you can get your mate. Yes, you can find that one. But just like you said, if you don't have the mentors, you don't have the coaching, you don't have somebody to say this is normal or handle it a little bit different or look at that or look at this, it could cause your demise. And I am so, number one, familiar with that. And number two, determined not to have other people go through it. Like super determined. That's why we're here today. And so if you are single out there, you're still looking for your mate, or maybe you're dating someone right now, and you're like, I wonder if they're the one. I'm feeling like they are. I don't know, but I have nobody around I can reach out to. Everybody has had bad marriages around me. Hit us up. Hit us up. Not only we're going to provide coaching on the dating side, you'll have wonderful married couples who can speak into your life and guide you through the process. All right. So y'all hit me up, DM me. As you can tell, this couple is straight transparent, super real. And I just know that's one of the reasons why y'all sit together. Because you keep it real.
Yeah, we keep it funky.
Fakeness can't last for so long, right? And only the truth can set you free. Y'all, listen. Okay, let's move on because I can say so much about y'all. So all positive, all positive. Let's do it like this. If someone is single right now, y'all, and they are seeking their forever love, what is the one thing you would tell them that they need to do before they get married?
First things first, self work.
Yes, absolutely. Um, and we are both in concurrence on that. Like whatever she's going to say, I'm just probably gonna piggyback on that. But you know, a lot of our self work took place within our marriage, and I would definitely encourage everybody. And I do mean everybody, no matter if you think you went through trauma or not, seek therapy because there's nothing wrong with it. That's all about self maintenance and checking on your mental health to make sure that you're calibrated to where you need to be. And it has nothing to do with finding a mate. That's just you taking care of yourself. So something I wish I would have known earlier, something I wish that I would have partaken in my early 20s. That way I probably could have been a more ideal husband that I would have strived to be before I asked her to marry me. But we're here now. I'm a better person today for recognizing my own trauma and what I went through and not projecting that on her anymore. I'm still in the process of finding a therapist so that I can start the real work. But I've addressed the problem. I know it's there. So that's my 2 cents. Go ahead.
Yep. What he said. Oh, so definitely self work. I think that's something when we talk to other couples, we always say that first before anything else. Um, just because like he mentioned trauma. I own my trauma. I own it. Um, and the therapy piece, had I not gone to therapy, would not have ever found out that I have ADHD, which now makes sense. Now my husband understands why I do the things that I do at least more, and why I think the way I do, and why when I'm super hyper focused on something, why he might need to tap me on my shoulder like, babe, you ain't nothing, because that's a symptom of ADHD. And to um like I mentioned earlier, I do suffer from anxiety and depression, have since I was 6. And that's something I have always known, but to now have that diagnosis and to be able to learn the skills to communicate with my husband of like, I am not okay today. Or if I do X, Y, and Z, or I'm not doing X, Y, and Z, something's not right. So now he has learned to communicate like, you good. What do you need? Like things like that. Cause now because we both have done the self-work and created this whole list of safe space, right? And have done the self-work individually and together, we've been able to, check in with each other differently. So that's the number one. And I would definitely say find somebody you actually like. If it didn't teach you nothing else, actually like 2020 was fire for us. Like it was like, yeah, that Amazon, that's our thing.
You have to tell me about that. You have to tell me
Oh
about
man,
that.
this is look at you. So cute, so cute. Absolutely. Listen, self-work. All right. So Jerome says thank you for sharing. And Nikita says, I love them with 3 hearts. Disha says counseling helps us determine what needs to be worked on. Self-work first. I promise you, I do not tell the couples what to say. Number one, I couldn't. I couldn't, I'm not even at a space to be able to tell y'all what to say. So the fact that y'all are saying the same things, self-work, counseling, don't be afraid of it. Get those mentals, your heart, your spirit, get all of that right as much as possible early on is super, super, super important. And you said it, Dorian. It has nothing to do with finding a mate. You have to take care of you because you are going to be with you until Jesus come. You know what I mean? Like, come on, let's let's think about that. And some people that are in my cohorts, they appreciate, though they don't like it at first, but they appreciate when I say let's make connections. They're like, oh yeah, where that man at? And I'm like, okay, the first connection is with you. Your first connection, obviously God is first, but most of them are believers. So it's like your first connection is with yourself. And there's stuff that you may not be real with yet or dealt with yet. So I'm not going to put you in front of anybody until you have connected with yourself in a way that would be healthy and not toxic. So y'all are blessing me. So before I move on, if you don't know a therapist, I literally just interviewed a couple who is a therapist. So y'all
Okay.
look up Anissa. She dropped her information in the comments of the last segment.
Okay.
Look, she has a therapist. She is a therapist. She can help you. We have a lady in a cohort who's a therapist also, Sharon, and I interviewed her during our mental health, love and mental health series. So
Mm.
there's people around. If you don't know, reach out to them, test them out. You can test out therapists just like you test out anyone else, see where their head is, how they think, and how they would help. But the point is, get the help. All right. So Diane says, wow, we all need someone's to lean on. Yes. Okay, Tangeray, I like the way you own up to being you. That's awesome. And Jay says,
With
speak
his
your
help.
truth. That's right.
That's
Good stuff,
that's
Nikita
Jay.
says. And
Brother
I
Kevin.
Jay's my cousin and also my
I
line work.
mimic
So,
all of that. Y'all, I'm mad the hour is upon us.
I,
What? Okay. But I want to ask y'all to just leave us with one more thing, anything that you just want to share. Maybe another tip for someone who's single and or married. I don't know why I wanted to say that, but maybe there's a married couple because y'all talked about how you overcome some things. Maybe you're struggling and you don't think you're going to come over the hump. Any other things you want to say to a single or a married person tonight? And then how
okay.
can we get in contact with you?
I will definitely say, Pharaoh, you want to say something? Our little puppy son is popping into the camera. I would say be flexible and willing to pivot. Uh, definitely that, because what's the saying? Change is inevitable. And if we didn't learn anything else from our mentors, who y'all kind of saw, Jonas and Karel, is that you have to be willing to be flexible as your person grows and changes and new things start to spark their interests or new businesses start to flow. Just be be flexible and be ready to pivot. You got anything to
Sure. For men, work on yourselves daily, man. Work to be a better man. Work to be a better man than the men that came before you. Always look to improve. Never stop. That way you can always be the husband and the man of her dreams. But for the women,
Hey, get it.
you're already gonna be a wife if you're doing the things. Wait to be found. Don't go out here looking for them.
All right, you heard it here. We got to be flexible. Oh, let me turn this
Yes.
down. You got to
And
be
I can
flexible,
Mhm.
okay? And you want to always, work on yourself to be the man that you are called to be and the man of her dreams. And
Gotta be
what
the
I'm
man of your
hearing you
own dreams
say
first.
is
Mhm.
know you're the prize so that you don't have to feel like you're in a constant search for love, that love will find you. And in doing that, just like when the Bible says, wait on the Lord, it doesn't mean sit down and do nothing,
Mhm.
but you can be doing the self work. You can be putting yourself in a place where what your heart desires is accessible. Listen, I am Sharonda. You can see on the screen Sharonda Dreams. That's who I am, and that's what I do. I want you to fulfill your dreams. I'm here to help you fulfill them in life and love. And I want to encourage you, I want to empower you and educate you to do that. We have been educated, empowered, and encouraged all in one with the Porters from Nashville, and I am just so elated about it.
Mhm.
Jerome says, love it. Yeah, we all love it.
Mhm.
This has been such a great time with you all.
Yes.
I will be accepting a few applications to our new cohort. If you enjoy listening to couples like this, I want you to think about how much you would enjoy your new situation, how you approach dating, that new perspective. I want to teach you things that maybe you haven't thought about before because sometimes that's what keeps us stuck. But you know what? You're never really stuck. It's always about the perspective. One perspective shift can cause every bit of difference, such as the day they sat down and put everything on the board and just hashed it out. It took 3 years to get there, but that day started a new day. The next time, y'all, I want you to get the help. We're here. You do have to invest in yourself. And this is what I'll say. You can go online and get a new dating app. You can go to the club, or you can go to the next singles event, or you can go wherever and spend your money that way. Or you can say, you know what, I do need the books that the Wesleys were talking about. I do need to sit down and write things down like the Porters were talking about. I do need a mentor, such as Dorian was talking about, that can put me in front of some good people that can keep me healthy. If that is what you need, DM me. We will be starting soon, and spaces are limited, but you're
Mhm.
here with the Porters. I'm so glad y'all came. Y'all are awesome.
We
Super duper. Oh.
Chanel. So y'all can come.
Y'all, I'm gonna let you enjoy the rest of your night. Jerome says, he that findeth a wife find a good thing, a good woman. Yes, yes, yes. And Diane says to the Porters, you are a great couple. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much. I definitely look forward to keeping connected.
Of
All right.
course, of
Y'all
course.
enjoy your night. Good night,
I'll give
everybody.
us I'll drop our social
Oh,
medias in
okay.
the comments. But my dear husband is an amazing baker, honey. And we ship. Um, but I also we have three businesses in between us. So Cultivated Connections Design and
Yeah.
Consulting, come and get some creativity in your life. If you want some jewelry, Coco Sparkles Jewelry and Triple D's Bakery. He is the baking man, y'all.
All right, all right. Thank y'all. Thank you. Follow them. If you don't mind, go ahead and put your information in the comments. Yeah, we want everybody to follow them, what they do. Oh, they got some good stuff coming. Oh my goodness, Jesus, it's so much. Please follow, support. Y'all have Instagrams and Facebook, so we look forward to staying connected. Thank you again. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
y'all for
Good night,
having us
everybody.
so much.
Remember to fulfill your dreams and life and love. Good night.
Yeah, night.